Hey there, this is Editing Caleb at the beginning of episode 8. Now, y'all, you may not have heard it in episode 7, but episode 8 was part of what we called the cursed session, where everything was going wrong. We all kept disconnecting from each other. We all ended up dropping in and out of the calls. Our videos weren't syncing up or showing at all, but thankfully we got the audio, and I did what I could to salvage what I could without completely destabilizing the audio, because some of the players, especially Theta's audio, just got all robot-y and crunchy. So please forgive us. This was the cursed session. It's going to be better from here on out. So please enjoy this episode 8 of Heroes of New Halcyon. You are listening to Heroes of New Halcyon, a City of Mist game. Arc 1, Episode 8, I'll Cry Rivers or Oceans. So, we open with Kanchana. You are at the coffee shop. It's been several hours. You got there around like 10, let's say 10:30 maybe. Working on stuff, all that jazz, you know. As you're waiting, you notice that Rowan is also here.
Ooh, Rowan's back. Fun.
They're in their usual spot, just working on things quietly.
I think... Do they ever look like they're looking up?
They seem rather intent on whatever they're working on. They don't look up.
Part of Kanchana, I think, wants to be incredibly annoying and go over and say hi. And the other part of Kanchana is like, I have their handmade card?
You have their number, yeah.
I have their number. I don't really need to go over. But I think part of Kanchana is also like, after yesterday, let's see what the opinion is on the public who maybe doesn't want to publicize their powers. Kanchana's not sure, but I think she's like, you know, you don't necessarily strike me as somebody who's wanting to like, I have these.
If I remember correctly, so sorry for introducing Rowan into this, but you were about to make an investigation check about how many people were reacting to Minerva.
Yes. I don't think I heard that bit, because I think that's where you went out.
Gotcha. Sorry. Well, I asked you for an investigation check, since you were looking to gather information about the public's reaction to Minerva's display.
Okay. Looking at my tags. Could blend into the crowd work here?
Yes.
Awesome. To be like not obvious, I guess, is a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that is +1. Oh yeah. Kanchana, let's do sneaky. Can we be sneaky?
That is a mild success.
9.
You can spend clues 1-to-1 to ask the MC a question about the subject of the investigation. So,
Okay.
But since it is a mild success, I also can do things.
Yeah. Do we have clues?
Clues are equal to 1 power. And since you have 1 power, that is 1 clue.
Okay, cool.
To ask about the situation, how does the public feel about Minerva's display?
Yeah. I guess how does the public currently feel about Minerva's display? Kind of, what are they saying?
Let's see.
By the way, what is the loudest thing being said about Minerva's display? I think is how I want to phrase that.
Okay. You start to listen around, and the loudest thing is Most people are remarking that they didn't know that Althea Tombs had children.
Okay.
They thought it was only Fern, but that funeral confirmed that not only was there Minerva, but you and
Okay.
they and well, I don't think they know about Kate because
Hmm.
Kate stepped out.
Yeah, we mentioned Kate, but we didn't. Nobody saw Kate. Okay.
Now, as you're listening around and you're sort of potentially asking about, like, trying to be nonchalant about it,
For your
someone
information.
looks at you and goes, "Wait a second, weren't you there?
Huh? Were you there?
Weren't you there at the funeral?"
What do you mean?
As the MC, I am choosing whatever you are asking the questions can ask you one question as well. You answer on the same terms, which is either a straight answer or a solid lead.
Oh, so I have to answer truthfully.
Mm-hmm. And the question is, weren't you there?
Yeah.
Huh. Weird day. And they just sort of walk off.
Yeah. You could just like, yeah, yeah. It was a weird day for me too. Um. Okay.
The
Hmm.
loudest thing and the thing that is going to become sensationalized probably is that Althea Tombs potentially had secrets.
Yes, that's. I don't. That's not a surprise to me, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
I would not be surprised, and I don't believe Kanchana would be surprised to see a tabloid with Althea Tombs superpowered secrets. What else was she hiding from the public? Because yellow journalism.
Do I recognize the newspaper or the tabloid?
It's just it is the Halcyon City Star. Just
Okay.
like it's just a tabloid in town that's just like
Cool.
bringing you the gossip and news from all the districts of New Halcyon City. And if you do you look at the newspaper or do you look at the tabloid?
I think Kanchana's kind of rummaging for information as it stands, so I think in this instance, uh, she would be, yeah.
Funny enough, you see pictures of Fern,
Mm. No pictures of
and
anyone else?
more specifically, Fern with Rhiannon.
Oh. Is this a
So,
free? Actually, I don't care if this is free. I'm just gonna take it. Is
son
it
of billionaire has new main squeeze.
new?
Mysterious mysterious person spotted next to Fern Clark, son of Althea Tombs.
New? Okay, I'm gonna read further. Does this mention old squeezes?
No, in fact, it is surprised that Fern Clark is showing his face
Okay. Okay.
because he has not been heard from in 2 months. It's almost
Well,
like being the adoptive son of a billionaire means that paparazzi want to know what you're doing.
it's almost like going to college means that sometimes you just leave town. Can okay. Kanchan is gonna grab that, stuff it, I think, into a bag or whatever. And maybe look at Rowan and just start walking towards them with a semi-apologetic look on their face as well.
As you get like maybe 10 steps out, Rowan just says, "Your footsteps are very loud."
Uh, yeah. I try to make them loud, so.
They they seem to be like cross-referencing a few things between like books and like whatever they're writing.
Mm.
And it
So,
is it's like a journal like sketchbook thing filled with like black construction paper and they are writing in white gel pen. What do you want?
uh, two questions. One of them is meaningless. Did you make that business card, like, as you left, or did you have those prepped already? Because I've been wondering about this for like days at this point.
I made it yesterday. Or, well, the day before handing it to you.
Okay. Do you make them often?
Is that your second question?
No. My second question is slightly less meaningless, but I guess also kind of equally meaningless. Did you hear about the news yesterday? What'd you think?
That someone had a display of power outside of a funeral?
Oh, it was in the funeral.
It's none of my business. That's not why I'm here.
Okay. But does it potentially interfere with anything you're doing? I'm just trying to get a read
No,
of the. No? Oh, okay. Cool. Cool.
that's a third question.
Yes, I know it is a third question, but you answered it. That's on you at this point. I told you 2 questions. You could have just refused to answer past that.
Friendship is often about wearing other people down to like you.
Aww. I love you too. Do you want a
That
coffee?
was a joke.
Oh well. Do you want a coffee anyways?
I have tea.
Okay. What kind of tea? I know that's a 4th question.
Ginger root, honey,
Mm.
lemon.
Are you sick?
No,
Oh. That's what my mom always served me when I was sick.
I did not ask about your mom.
I know you didn't.
Is there a purpose to all of this?
Honestly, no, but you always look so lonely over here, and you're fun to talk to.
Am I lonely, or do you just perceive me as lonely? Because you, in turn, are
Probably.
lonely.
First of all, not lonely. I have friends and a life. It's just in this town, I get a little bit lonely. Secondly,
Because
probably
most people
perceive.
who have lives and friends have to leverage that against people who ask armor-piercing questions.
I'm not trying to ask an armor-piercing question. Honestly,
I
you
never
were probably
said
going to.
I never said you were. I did.
Ask armor-piercing questions?
You're losing the thread of this conversation rather
I
quickly.
think I am, yeah. I tend to get distracted really fast. It's both a hindrance and a help when doing research.
Rowan sort of sighs through their nose, realizing that they are not going to get any more work done. Sets the page aside so that the gel ink dries
Mm.
because they don't want to smudge it or anything.
Get better paper
Close
that
it,
doesn't smear your gel ink, obviously.
like close closes their books, caps their pen, and just looks at you. Since you are insistent and rather annoying in how you wish to interact with me, you asked how I did what I did to your shadow.
Yeah. I haven't had anyone do that before. It was weird. I don't.
Magic.
Are we talking magic magic? Superpowers magic? Or.
I gave you the answer.
Okay. Do you want to ask me questions? You can
I
say
know
no.
everything I need to know about you.
Oh. That's ominous.
Let's see, this is my perception of you as a person thus far. You claim that you are not lonely, and yet you do not spend time with a lot of people.
Hmm.
You were in this cafe with, I would assume, a relative by how you spoke to them
Mm.
and how you interacted. You wish this relative to be happy, so you're trying to match them up with the barista, Allison.
Mm.
She's nice.
She is.
You ask incessant questions in a drive for knowledge, though I do not believe that you want more knowledge. You obfuscate your need of knowledge with wanting to connect with people.
Hmm.
you're also hurting, even if you don't wish to admit it to yourself. And all of those friends in your life away from here, I do not believe that they actually know you.
I can tell you at least one of those is wrong.
Wrong for you or wrong for me?
How are we going to define for you and for me? I mean, to you, all of these are true because they're how you're perceiving them. To me, what's true and false about what you said is probably going to be a bit different because it's my life and you don't know all the components of it.
Rowan cracks a smile. Touche.
I do genuinely like you. I would genuinely like to get to know you. Like, you seem like an interesting person, if only because you make your own business cards, and that to me alone is genuinely fascinating.
My
Um,
parents my parents wanted me to make connections with people. This is how I do it.
yeah, that's understandable. It's cute. Have you ever thought about getting them laminated? It'd make them like waterproof, which is always super helpful.
It would ruin the art.
True, yeah, that kind of sucks.
If they are laminated quickly, I do not know the lamination process, but it would smudge things. I don't want to smudge things.
If you wait for them to dry and then get like clear tape, and it doesn't smudge things.
Hmm.
Yeah, we used to do that as like kitty crafts back in.
You're
Fourth
waiting
grade.
for someone, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally waiting for somebody, but today in particular, I am. Yeah.
I hope they come soon.
What time is it?
It is 11:45.
Oh, they're not coming soon. They're like an hour away. I mean, actually, how are we going to define soon? Is soon like how are we defining soon? Because to me, an hour is not particularly soon, but it's me.
I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat, and how dare you? uh, soon.
Okay, so I guess it is soon then. Can I ask
Now,
a
if you
favor?
will excuse, depends on the favor.
Oh no, it wasn't a favor. I was gonna ask your favorite book. I was going to ask favorite television show, but you don't strike me as somebody who's super duper into like most
WandaVision.
television shows or television. Yeah.
WandaVision
Okay.
is my favorite television series.
Oh,
It is
what's
a
your favorite part? Can I ask your
it is
favorite
a
part of that show?
beautiful it is a beautiful exploration of grief. Even though I disagree with the fact that the actress does not share the character's heritage in the comics.
Yeah, that's kind of a shame. Yeah. I'll be
White
honest. That was
Whitewashing in superhero media is rather a problem, and so is colorism.
yeah. Like, did you ever read The Wicked and the Divine?
No,
Okay, so The Wicked and the Divine is this comic book series. It's not really superhero, but it's kind of superhero adjacent. Do you know Young Avengers Volume 2? It's very
this
gay.
is
It
a
has
bit
kid
deeper
romance.
than I wish to go.
No, but hear me out. Like, hear me out. So, you would first of all, Young Avengers Volume 2.
Rowan is slowly putting books into their bag.
Kanchana's like, no, you gotta hear me out. You have to realize this is also Kanchana's literal, like, what they study, because they study ethnic studies and science fiction, in ethnic studies, like, in conjunction with science fiction, fantasy literature. So, like, this is what they literally are technically supposed to be writing their thesis paper on right now. Uh, so they're getting out of that. Um, but no, so The Wicked and the Divine is about these gods who come back every 90 years. It's really good. It's got a lot of BIPOC. It's very queer. I think the worst part about that series would be like if they did make it to television and they do the television treatment to it. It's good though. But I get you. I study this stuff.
I
So,
gathered.
yeah.
My favorite book is not something that is sold.
Hmm. Is
It's
it
something
like,
my grandmother gave to me.
oh, that's sweet. I hope. Is it sweet or is it not sweet? Because sometimes
It
it's
is
like,
sweet to me,
okay, it's sweet
and
then.
that is all that matters.
That is.
Your sister's walking through the door.
Oh shit.
And then and then Rowan will put up their hood and grab their tea and their book as I assume Kate walks in through the door.
Yeah, I think Kanchana, as Rowan leaves the table, is just like, next time, see you next time, next bat. No, see you same time, same bat channel. There we go.
How dare you assume that I am a member of the Bat family?
I mean, you got the.
Do I look like an underprivileged white boy to you?
No, you don't. But you do got like all the
5 points
black
for
clothing
me.
and stuff.
And then Rowan walks out.
I'm winning. This is in Kanchana's opinion winning somehow in making pseudo friends. It's
God, I am dying over here. That shit had me rolling this entire conversation. Just what is happening?
Do I
none of it.
look like an underadvantaged white boy to you? Oh, oh. But Kate, you walk into Cohen's.
Kanchana will wave.
Kate will wave back, but very pointedly make a beeline for the counter and like look for Allison just real quick.
Allison is there. You also get passed by this young black person with with black clothing and just like their who puts their hood up, walking past with this messenger bag with this black bird emblazoned on it. Who was previously you probably caught the tail end of the conversation.
You probably caught the same
You
time
definitely caught the do I look like an under advantaged white boy to you? And then when Kanchana's like, no, this person goes 5 points for me and walks out.
I think Kate would very quickly see if there's anything just vibing off of this person, especially because that the Harpy Initiative sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is similar.
The Harpy Initiative had a different kind of bird.
Okay.
This is very clearly a blackbird. Whether it is a
Okay.
crow or a raven, you are not sure.
Gotcha. All right. See, I was thinking like songbird. So I'm glad that we got on the same page there.
Mhm.
Okay. But yeah, is there anything that I need to roll like
You just muted yourself. You're just
Okay.
like, is there anything I need to roll? Click. Da 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 da.
Sweet. Is there anything that I can roll to just see if I glean anything off of their
Roll for me an
vibe?
investigate check.
I'm gonna try, but roll 20 is not.
Also, Kanchana, you realize after Rowan leaves and Kate is getting coffee. Have you been in Cohen's with Kate before?
No. And I mean, my books are all packed up in this very convenient satchel right here because I had to move to this table from a different one to talk to Rowan.
Rowan specifically mentioned your sister was walking in. And it wasn't Minerva. Funny.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think part of, I'll say, I know on Kanchana's and part of Kanchana will be like, they might have been here when like Minerva and Kate were here together, and like I guess you could just string us together by a group.
Kate, you have 2 clues to spend 1-to-1 to ask questions about the situation. I have to give you a solid lead or straight answer.
Okay.
Since you got a great success, I can't mess with this in any way.
Okay. I mean, first I would probably ask, does this person have good intentions with my sister?
Yes.
Okay.
You get the vibe that even though Kanchana can be rather annoying, this person is welcome to have someone who wishes to interact with them.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. And then, gosh, I just want to say, give me
They
their
have
background. Who is this person?
they have good intentions with your sibling.
With my sibling, yes. Okay, so, like, I want to be able to get away with, who is this person? Where are they going? What are they doing? But,
You can ask one of those.
yeah, I can ask one of those. What is their life story? Can I do that?
Okay.
Okay.
What is their life story? They have always felt that there is a part of them missing. From birth, something about what they can do has been incomplete. They have had a happy childhood with 2 loving parents and a grandmother who you gleam is an authority figure, perhaps a headmistress somewhere. And how they see the world is sort of emblematic of this missing piece. They see things in emotions, in auras, in clear threads bleeding from shadow. Wherever they go, they do not wish to be followed. They do not wish to be known. But those who do, they put faith in.
Okay.
Mysticism is a part of their life. And however that manifests in whatever they can actually do is not a surprise. The surprise comes if they ever find what is missing.
Ooh. Ooh, I like that. That's just another little mystery for us to get into, huh? All right. I'm gonna,
You asked!
I did ask. So I believe Kate would, kind of reach to glean just a little bit, not to pry, just to make sure that Kanchana's okay.
As you gleam, you hear not only whispers, perhaps in the back of this person's mind, there is just a constant Rolodex of incantations in a language that you are not aware of.
Ooh.
They sound sort of like Idalfotine Tektorpsala and Worastunoraim Tektorp Imwan. Just whispers all over. They sort of surround you for a moment. And even past those, the sounds of ravens flying, croaking. You peer into an abyss. It does not stare back for now.
All right. mean, that's. I'm not gonna dive any deeper. But it's definitely gonna be enough to make.
Kate, do you
Wait,
stare
slow
at them
down.
as you do this?
I think so. I think Kate would even go so far as to make eye contact with them if they decide to look up.
They look at you for a moment, and they just say, "My name is Rowan, by the way." And and as they go for the door, ask next time.
It's Kate. Just so you know.
I'm aware.
Yeah. I'll ask.
And you feel in that moment, as you looked, maybe they looked as well.
Okay. Shit.
Because when you peer into an abyss, you kind of open yourself up. Allison goes, "Hey, is everything okay?"
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just so Minnie is parked in the car. Just so you know, if you know her usual order, and then you just surprise me with whatever you want. I gotta go meet my sibling over there. Good to see
Oh,
you.
good to see you too. It's almost like we saw each other last night.
Oh, it's been.
I know, so long ago.
But yeah, are you okay? Because I mean, like yesterday was intense.
I'm okay.
Okay, cool. Well, you know where I am,
Yeah.
and Minnie's coming in, so just so you know. Kate kind of backs away and does like little finger guns. Makes everything more awkward.
Minerva, you walk in and Allison hands you your usual order. And what for Kate? I say like this sort of like raspberry iced coffee
Oh hell yeah, that sounds delicious.
with an extra shot of espresso and oat milk instead of regular milk.
Oh no, she's gonna be too caffeinated.
Hi, Minnie. Sorry, is that too soon? Is that more their nickname for you? I'm sorry.
I think you just see her face go entirely bright red, and like if anyone were like near her, touching her like shoulders, they would note a distinct increase in heat happening right now. It's really okay. I No, you can call me Minnie.
Okay.
It's a nickname I've had longer than even them.
Alrighty.
Um, I'm sorry for suddenly like crying and everything, all that.
No,
I
it's okay. I mean, you literally went through a funeral that day, and that can't have been easy.
all right, that was the same day. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
and it can be a lot. I understand. No, don't ever apologize for your emotions. Okay?
I don't get to have them very often.
Well, all the more reason not to apologize for them.
Fair point. Um,
Here's your usual. Kate requested that I, you know, and the surprise for Kate.
you didn't put like cayenne pepper or anything weird in this, did you?
No, that's not my style.
I wouldn't have held it against you if you did.
Also, I like you all.
like you too.
They're waiting on you, so.
All right, gotta go manage this as best I can.
And the sooner you get
This-
over there, the less time they have to tease you.
Oh no, that's for infinity. Family lasts forever, and yet somehow teasing is even longer than that.
Minerva, roll for me an investigate check real quick, power of 0, just to see if you notice this.
These are the things that scare me.
I say with a mild success, you see it. When you say family is family is forever, or that whatever sentiment, Allison's smile sort of slightly falters before she nods and go, "Yeah, I get it."
She just gives her a quick hug, but just whispers.
Oh, you are really warm.
Yeah, sorry about that. But she also whispers very quickly and gently, "If you don't want me to bring up family, I won't."
It's okay.
Okay. She's like like breathing and like steadying herself. She's like, okay. Let's go do this. Let's go do this.
By the time you get over there, Kate, your coffee's a little watered down. Due to
Still probably the best coffee I've ever had, but I think I'm used to that with Minnie. I usually
it's
order
it's a
hot
little
if I'm
it's a
with her.
little it's a little watered down. Minerva, your coffee is real toasty.
I am immune to fire, so therefore it means nothing to me.
And last but not least, Fern steps in to this luncheon.
He just walks straight over to the table. He had the intention of getting here before everyone, like early, but then got
It didn't
sidetracked.
happen.
Yeah, no, he still ended up being the last one here. It was like he quickly checks his time. Is it like just before noon?
It's 12:05.
Fuck. He's not used to being late. He like practically runs over to the table and like slides in. He's like, "Sorry, I'm late."
I think in your process of sliding, you kind of collide a little bit with Kate.
Don't spill the coffee.
Sorry, I'm late.
It's okay. It happens. Do you want to
Don't
go get a
spill the
coffee before you sit down? That's usually what you do when you meet at a
I'm
coffee
good.
shop. I'm sorry. That was a bit much.
We normally get coffee because we are all slight addicts to caffeine due to years of late nights.
Yeah, it's like both of us, both Kate and Minnie at the same time. I'm sorry, I mixed like 3 or 4 cups in like the same hour. I don't think we're on the same level.
No, we're not on the same level. I'm saying we're all slight addicts, though. I am the major addict to caffeine. I know this about myself. It's a personality trait at this point.
I haven't had caffeine in quite a long time.
Oh my god.
I just switched to tea.
Oh, this is definitely. Well, Fern, before anything else, I'll have you know that this is very much the vibe you should be expecting from the family. The rest, however long you want to be involved with us.
Got it. Okay.
So,
Fern, I think at that moment, you get a text from Rhiannon.
Ooh.
Finally replies.
Ooh. Ooh.
Did
Good
you
lord.
mean to send that heart? And I think, Kate, if you would like to be the nosy older sister, you see this and you see.
Oh yes, I was.
You see the previous like Rhiannon rambling, and then a few hours ago, just a singular blue heart from Fern.
So Fern, did you mean to send that heart? He sent a heart to that that person he was with yesterday.
Slightly turns away from Kate in response, like,
Ooh, is this the cute one you were with?
It was the cute one he was with, for sure.
Tending to ignore everyone else's like response.
You sent a heart? That's
I-
adorable.
You responding to Rhiannon is like, yes, I needed help figuring out how to.
Oh, come on. Just say yes.
He didn't say that out loud. He didn't say that out loud. He just responding.
Let the man have his,
the
have his own
message.
fucking thought process. We don't need to chime in on all of it. Just every other bit of it.
You are with us at the table. It is now communal.
It is communal information. And the table's
Rhiannon
always been
sends
communal.
back, oh, okay. I guess I'll see you later then. And at the end of that message is another black heart.
Do you make a
Kate is
sad
going to
face at
physically
any
lean
point
over
in
so
this?
that she can look at the screen. Boo! Boo! Come on! You can do better than that.
Essentially physically turns to face her so she can't look at his screen. And it responds like,
I will
"Okay,
say,
I'll see
with
you
this
then, too."
turning,
Another heart.
Minerva, you can see the screen.
Yes!
Come on, join us!
He doesn't mind Minerva seeing.
Yes! Vindication!
But only because he doesn't notice. He's too focused on getting a cave from seeing. But yeah,
So,
he
Minerva,
responds
you
with,
see
Yeah,
everything.
I'll see you. I was like, yeah,
She
I'll
does-
see you then, and then another heart at the end
She
of it.
does not say anything.
Kanchana's fully poking, I think,
Closes
Minerva,
it,
like...
puts it.
No, you are not. No. We are a full like like the kids table at like a Thanksgiving dinner mode right now.
Mm-hmm. Full out
Like-
family vibes.
Kanchana
It's just
always
Minerva
wants
just
all the
woo.
information.
I'm sorry, Fern, what was that text you sent to Rhiannon?
It was yeah, I'll see you then, and then another blue heart at the end of it. Then closes the phone and sets down.
We are.
Puts it in his pocket.
Probably a better idea to put it in his pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
Because
he went to set it down.
knowing Fern,
He went to set it
not
down,
knowing
and it was like,
a lot about
no.
smartphones, he probably doesn't have a lock on his smartphone, and Kate would have just swiped that shit. Or Kanchana would just
Absolutely.
swipe that shit.
Okay,
Ooh.
Kanchana, like,
He went to set it down because he's used to just like setting it down in his room or whatever, and it was like
Oh no,
before his hand
I'm in
even,
mixed
like,
company.
leaves it. Yeah, it's like before his hand, like he sets it down, his hand doesn't even lift up a bit. It was like, no, stick in pocket.
Okay, everyone. Can we please let Fern have his own, like, privacy to his life?
No.
He is allowed that.
No.
Okay,
Welcome to the family,
okay,
Fern.
No.
sustainably a
Yes, he's family.
not
He's
family.
allowed to share with us when he feels comfortable and ready.
Is
Not
he
when
going
we
to share with
furiously
us
prod
at
him.
any point is the better question. I don't know if he's ever going to feel comfortable and ready.
Fern, are you going to share with us at any point?
Does it look like I could tell the future?
I don't know.
No, but you can, like, set
Fern.
your own future. That's how destiny works. Don't let people choose
Exactly.
it for you.
Fern,
If anyone says they
Fern.
can tell the future, don't believe them and then automatically fuck it over.
Fern, if you would like, on any occasion that either of these two are present and I am around, I will happily adjust the light conditions so that they can't see the spectrum that you are typing your messages
I will
on.
genuinely turn this room into darkness if you do that.
Many.
And I will turn it right back into light.
We
I
We can
swear
just
to
battle
God.
about this.
I'm going to make both of you just forget that you're doing anything. So, we are here
Okay.
for a reason.
We are here for at least a couple of reasons.
Yep.
Okay, so setting aside invading Fern's personal affairs, and like she says this like while pointing at both Kanchana and Kate, is just like setting that aside. We're there's at least one other person we're going to have to go talk to. We have to go figure out whatever's happening with the will, because we didn't do all of that stuff.
I can ask my dad or somebody for paperwork on it.
That would be very helpful. But the other element, does anyone else feel like something's not adding up about Althea's death? I don't know what it is. Something feels really off about it.
Yeah, that absolutely sounds wrong with all the security that's at the manor. It doesn't make any sense.
I know for a fact that Kanchana knows that the break-in wasn't just a break-in, but the cameras went fully dark in a way that couldn't be penetrated by Noctura, even though we had done testing on Kanchana's ability to summon darkness and shadows and, like, basically tried to...
To be very clear, Minerva, Fern, and Kanchana learned
Yeah.
that during the session that Alana was unavailable, they learned that their systems were completely blacked out during the time of the murder. They could not see it, and then were only brought back up afterwards. So it wasn't a matter of shadow,
Okay.
It was a matter of someone blocked Noctua's sight.
Okay, somebody blocked Noctua's sight in a way that, like, wasn't... Yeah.
Completely destabilized them.
Okay. Yeah, so we, like, I think Kanchana will bring that up. But, like, the systems were completely down. I think going, okay, so we think this is suspicious. Like, I don't think that's even a point up for debate that it was suspicious. I think it is a fact upon this that we have to operate, not first begin at the premise, well, could it be suspicious? If that makes sense.
If this was intentional, I get that Althea had people who probably didn't like her for various reasons. She probably merited some of them. But if this is someone who is strong enough to take care of Noctua, that's someone who's operating beyond just a simple, like, grudge over, like, some funds going in a different direction. That's got to be someone with a little bit more intention and power to back that up, right?
Then we gotta check who had the resources to potentially shut down Noctua, and who could have even known that Noctua was more than a simple AI.
Fern, you were around more than any of us right before Althea was murdered. Did she piss anyone off that you knew of? I mean, is there anything that you can think of that might lead to this?
No, not that I could. Nothing that I saw or was aware of or anything like that.
Okay, because when we were at the funeral, I reached out when I shouldn't have. I'm sorry, Minnie. That's what I do. I'm sorry. And I mean, I tried reading the police commissioner, and nothing. Absolute, just permanent wall there. But there was this man in a like a Navy suit who just said, "Dead is dead."
You also got a hit off of the detective that said, "This isn't right. We didn't finish the investigation. We do not need to put these kids through anything."
So,
in fact, I believe that was that later bit that caused Kate to leave.
You're correct. So there was also the knowledge from this other detective that the investigation wasn't done correctly. So I don't know if money changed hands somewhere, what happened, but this is clearly dirty. I mean, we all know that, but the cops are involved, and they're involved in the wrong side of things.
Well, it sounds like only part of the cops are involved in the wrong side, since you said the detective was thinking that the investigation wasn't done correctly or completely.
Silence is... If they haven't spoken up, they're complicit.
Or maybe they are afraid to speak complicit. Up.
I mean, maybe
Yeah,
they're
true.
afraid,
Higher
but
authorities.
I don't know this town anymore.
I don't
And
think most of us do.
I can't speak to whether, this is just a couple bad cops, but the whole thing just feels dirty.
So let's begin with what we can find out then. The investigation wasn't finished. Do you think we can obtain the information on that if they're saying it was? Secondly, who is this man that was with them? Because I remember him, he wasn't just like one of them. So there's a chance that he could be somebody else they got in. I think beginning with them, beginning with identifying who this man is, and then beginning with seeing how much of this information about the incomplete investigation, and then about the man they've decided to charge, so that's three things, would help us narrow down what we are looking for in this case, if we are going to look into this, if we really think this is worth it.
I think it would be best to go with it was Detective Costa, right? Was the name?
Detective Costas.
Detective Costa should be. I think that would be first because I think it's reasonable, given that I would rather have this information than not. I don't enjoy how it was obtained, but given how it was obtained, I think now it becomes a matter of how do we get to still knowing that information through more open means. How do we get that information to be disclosed to us and more, so that we can work off of that more openly?
I mean, we can't. But Fern, you're technically and legally family. You could go to the police and ask for any information that they have from their investigation. I mean, that's completely above board. If you're willing, of course.
You could also potentially raise the complaint that you don't know why this man would have had reason, or if we look into this man, you could go and just say, I don't know if this man doesn't look like he had the reason or resources in which to bring down Noctua and bring down the defenses on the manor, then just going,
Kanchana, we
why
don't even know
him?
who this guy is, though. Like, how
We
can
can
we
look
even
him up.
track him?
I have a laptop right here. We can literally look people up. Do you want me to look him up right now?
Do
Okay.
you have a name?
Do we have a name?
No.
Okay.
He just has.
Can I
I mean, if you want to
Google?
look up men that wear navy suits to funerals and weird.
No, I'm talking about the man who who is accused of killing
Garrett Dorn,
Garrett
the
Doyle.
suspect in custody.
We
Yeah,
could look
because
them
if we
up.
say this man looks suspicious for killing Althea, we can act like that gives a reasonable way for Fern to be like, I want more information as well. To just set up a paper trail essentially.
I mean, we could look him up, but what information is there going to be available beyond stuff that is already out there about the
His
trial?
job,
Where like
LinkedIn, where he lived,
I
potentially
mean,
what high school he
possibly,
went to,
but
college.
it's possible. I mean, I just assume that if okay, I don't know this side of the world anymore. I will trust you to look this up, but I'm if there is information to peg somebody for this murder, we should have that information because why wouldn't we be able to figure it out?
Caleb, real quick above table question.
Yeah.
Did the detective give Fern a card?
The police commissioner gave you her card.
Police commissioner. Okay. Never mind
And
then.
I will say, no, I don't believe the detective gave you her number.
Yeah, no, I remember one of them
It was the
giving
police
card.
commissioner, Meredith Crane.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Okay, never mind. I was thinking of something if detective had given the card, but no, it was the commissioner, so it's like, never mind.
I think Fern, if you feel comfortable doing this, asking more questions about this through more just direct means, as you again, you as Kate said, you have direct family access that we don't, or at least you have that in. If you feel comfortable doing that, we know there's no risk as of yet that we know of, but it's still like you can still be not be involved with us if you want. That is a choice.
That is true.
I mean, to a degree.
It's absolutely good choice.
Well, when should I go ask?
As soon as you want.
There's no reason for you to wait.
Unless we want to like discuss what the rest of us want to do first.
I have a thought as to something else we could look up, depending on what an initial search of Garrett Dorn's particular background is. I have it's a boring set of skills, but I have a pretty decent set of skills when it comes to managing a lot of paperwork and bureaucracy. So I might be able to get us some information to see if he's involved with the city. That's only if he's involved with the city in any capacity, but we might be able to see if there's any sort of connection there. But again, that relies on us knowing who the hell this person is. So it may have to be something that immediately follows after Fern's initial asking questions and such. Because I don't know, because as far as I can tell, my sense of what the info we have right now is that Garrett Dorn's our most direct link. Three of us do not have really legal access to asking questions without getting suspicion, and we don't really have much information to find this Navy suit person. So I think Garrett Dorn and directly asking about the investigation are our two best things to follow up on.
Anybody know if the police station's still in the same spot, or if it's been moved because of all the remodeling the city or whatever?
You all would know that the HCPD police station is in the district of Argos Way. So it's a bit of ways away. Yes.
In the middle of this, can Kanchana just have pulled out their laptop and genuinely Googled Garrett Dorn?
Yeah, sure. Most of the information you won't even need an investigate check. He is from New York City. He was a it seems that he opened a boxing gym with his brother Lucas, younger brother Lucas, but moved out to New Halcyon for seemingly greener pastures. You sort of like go over his social media, you go back a few pictures. It's not like anything really suspicious, just like days at like a beach or like nights out with friends. But you do find a few pictures from, let's say, about 3 years back of Garrett Dorn, Lucas Dorn.
So I'm like writing notes down.
For those notes, that gym is in New York.
Okay.
It's not in New Halcyon City.
Okay.
You do see pictures of Garrett Dorn and Lucas Dorn standing with Detective Luz Costas and what seems to be someone related to her named Elena.
Elena. Okay, found.
It seems that they have been friends for years.
Okay.
Like their families go way back.
Oh. Okay. A cursory search on Detective Costas. Does she appear to be from New York City as well?
She is from Los Angeles.
Okay. Cool. Um.
You would find some statuses like visited my sister in New York. I'm so glad that she's finally spreading her wings. And it seems that she's been in New Halcyon City for the past 3 years.
If I quickly Google the sister, what do I get then?
You get that she was a former writer. It seems that she wrote about her experiences when it came to the failures of the police system when it came to her family. But
Continue. Officer.
as you search into it a little bit further, it seems that she has turned into a private eye
Mm-hmm.
in recent months.
Okay. And I guess one more cursory search on the brother, Lucas. Still running that gym?
Lucas Dorn, not much. He is still residing in New York City. He loves his boxing gym. He teaches self-defense classes there every Thursday. It seems that he is closer with Elena than Luz.
Okay.
And it seems they have a very long-lasting friendship.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, Kanchana, well, I think will turn over all that all that information to everyone in the middle of this conversation, just be like, so turns out Garrett Dorn, long-standing friends with the detective Costas, and has a brother who is friends with Costas's sister, who is a writer who apparently doesn't really like the police system, but is a private eye nowadays, but used to be a writer. Which is, I honestly wonder how Thanksgivings are for them. Yeah. Oh, did any of it tell us about Garrett Dorn's job as it was in Halcyon, or nothing?
It seems that he's a volunteer worker. He provides his time to various charities, various sort of like ground level, like taking care of people.
Any
It
of
seems that
them
that's what his passion is.
obvious?
There was one event 2 years ago where Garrett helped clean up the parks.
Okay. And yeah, Garrett.
But it does not seem that he has any other outstanding tie. It seems that he was a volunteer worker just wanting to help the city rather than pledge his allegiance to the Althea Toombs Foundation for Social Justice.
Honestly, also now wondering where he gets his money. Uh, yeah. But yeah, that's Garrett for you. Doesn't strike me personally as somebody who would have had the resources. Also, so that man.
Yeah, no.
Also, might be a good idea to now add Detective Costas to our list of people to talk to.
And I could probably just go over and ask to talk to the detective about it, about the case.
I mean, that's a possibility. You could also, I mean, you have the commissioner's number. One of us could go and talk to Detective Costas. I mean, I could go.
Well, the thing is, as you said before, I'm the only one that is like technically legally family. So,
Well, it didn't mean necessarily.
well, I'm just saying, like, since even if one of you were to go talk to Detective Kostas, she might not be willing to release information to non-family members, like
I
I
think
didn't
Kanchana's going to
non-family
necessarily.
pat
members.
Fern softly, like, oh boy.
I didn't necessarily mean.
I don't just kind of the vibe I got from her
Yeah, that's fair. But again, I didn't
as someone who
necessarily
was like
mean
by the books.
upfront about the case. upfront her knowing who I am. I'm sorry, Minnie. I see that look. I see that look. But this is. I mean, what else are we gonna do? Just everything by the book all the time, forever?
I mean, like I said, if you go talk to the detective myself, since I'm gonna be going over there anyways.
So this is how I see this happening, right? If I have Detective Costa saying this isn't right, and the commissioner probably thinks that this is the right thing to do, you have a person who's afraid of their job, right? And maybe is not going to speak out. So you want to protect Detective Costas, right?
Let's not put him in the crossfires, maybe. How about this? You go do that. We can look into other things. If we want whoever that green suited man was, I mean, it was a private funeral, right?
The Navy suit?
The navy suit. Oh no. Suits are colors.
It's colors. They're all the
Yeah, it's
same, right?
fine. The man in the navy suit. For some odd reason, I also think he's bald, but I don't even know if he was actually bald.
He was,
Oh,
actually.
I'm remembering that correctly.
Face claim for the man in the Navy suit is probably Michael Chiklis.
Oh, oh. I'm
Oh,
suddenly
yeah.
more afraid now.
Oh no!
That man's hard as fuck.
That man just looks like a slightly leaner version of Wilson Fisk.
I mean, he did play the
You're not
original
wrong.
thing in Fantastic Four, so he's got the build for sure.
Mistakes
wow.
were made.
It was the best part of that movie. I'm just saying.
Those contacts for Sue in that second movie.
Oof.
Anyway.
Oof.
But it was a
I'm
closed
mad.
funeral, correct? Yeah, so we could just go ask. My brain's gonna do the name funk. Uh, give me 5 seconds to remember people's names. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to her. I'm forgetting her name.
Detective
Constance. There we go.
Constance?
It's like it starts with a C. That's about where my brain's going. We could just go ask Constance who that was. It might also be in our best interests to talk to Constance because we could catch up with Constance about the will because Constance really should know about the will. Also, how she's doing after yesterday.
I mean, you can go fucking talk to her. I'm not gonna do that.
Why not? Constance is great.
Y'all know we have different uh relationships, right?
Okay. I'll go talk to Constance apparently then.
So if Kanchana will talk to Constance and Fern will ask for Detective Costas directly to talk about some of the details of the case. Kate and Minerva, what are you doing?
I feel like I broke Minnie. I'm so sorry.
I think there's a part of her that's struggling with kind of like Kate's attitude about the whole thing.
Morality?
I mean, yes, morality. That's kind of where she's at. I think
I mean that very gray suggestion.
No, it's cool. Morality isn't a scale, it's a slope, and sometimes Kate's got a sled.
slide right into hell. I think actually I think she will. I think Minnie has been like putting her hands like her face like her face in her hands and just sort of like been trying to process like a lot of this in terms of leads and how to best go about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think she does take a moment to like actually get up and like start to walk out. She's just okay. I think if at least Kanchana, if you feel comfortable going to talk to Constance and Fern, you feel up for doing that. Maybe there's other information I can go check on. in regards to this through another angle as well. I'm kind of curious if there's been anything else, because for above table information, like
Yeah.
I think Minnie is also was like work stuff that's going on in the back of her mind. She still has been
Mhm.
thinking about like a lot of the homeless encampments, and that has been a pressing thing. And she's like, I have to go check on my actual work stuff. I can't.
Yeah.
It's only been like a day or two, but she has to actually go check on that.
Mhm.
And I think she's been having that come to mind with this feeling like, great, more police corruption sort of stuff. It's not like I don't have enough for this in my actual job instead of doing this. And I think that is getting paired with the emotional reaction to Kate's attitude about this. And I think she's like, okay, if folks feel comfortable working from that angle, then let's do that. I need to step outside for a second.
Okay. You. Yeah. So.
I think as Minerva steps out, there is a concerned glance from Allison, but in a way that says, I'm here for you, instead of, can I do anything?
Yeah. I think there's part of her when she steps outside that she hopes someone will come after her, but she's not counting on it.
After a moment, Allison will sort of like look at like another race. It's like, take over for a sec. I haven't had my break. And Allison will sort of like step out. Hey, everything okay? You seem a little. Well, you seem a lot.
I think she has genuine tears in her eyes, and she I think she just says like very plainly like, my mom's dead, isn't she?
Allison just hugs you. She just hugs you and holds you and just.
My mom's dead, and I think someone did it on purpose.
Okay.
And I don't know what I want to do to find out who did it. I don't know what I want to do to them.
Allison just nods and as she's holding you, sort of like rubs your back.
I think there's an element where this is a rare thing that happens, but it's usually when she's trying to keep control. But instead of the feathers sort of fully coming out, if someone were to like look along her arms and her legs and such, there's patterns of like feather plumes all across it, like bruising. But there's also elements where when they start to like fade away for a bit, there are actual like scars there that were not from the plumes, that were self-inflicted. And I think she hides it a lot of the time. He's just saying, no, this is from bruisings and other things. It's like, someone hurt my mom. Someone hurt my mom, and I want them to get hurt, and I don't want to get them to get hurt. I want them to suffer so much. I know I could crush them in an instant if it took it, and I can't. And I know I don't want to do that, but everything inside of me wants this to happen. My own family is okay with just tossing this aside because it's not that big a deal if it's going for this, but where's the line? Is it just going to be everybody who gets in our way? Is it just going to be whatever we
It's
need?
okay.
I don't.
It's okay. Yes, Theta.
I'll say I think now in the middle of this is around the time at some point like Kanchana will send off a text and be like, do you need anything from me? I don't know how to do this normally, but I want to do this if you need it.
I think she just repeats the same thing that, but in text form, to that she said. She asked of Allison. It's just, I think, and I don't think she says our mom. I think she says my mom. She the it's probably not, and it probably stands out because she's probably like usually been like, well, she did help raise us, so I think it's fair to call her our mom to a degree in other conversations. But this is the first time probably Kanchana seeing her just text out like, my mom's gone, isn't she?
I'm trying to come to a decision. Part of me wants to say Kanchana gets up from the table to follow, but part of me wants to say maybe not. And I want to toss this to you, Angela. What do you think?
I would say go with whatever you think not only is in character but feels like it provides moment for either growth or at least conflict.
I think
I think either of
Kanchana will
those would
come
be
out
interesting.
then, because I know I had been thinking about it. I think Kanchana will follow. And just excuse, like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Completely lying, because Kanchana's not heading towards the bathroom, but anyway, like,
Yeah.
I'm going to the bathroom. Walks to the front door.
I will say, as a note before Kanchana walks out, throughout this and the entirety of this, Minerva Allison is withstanding the heat. She's there for you. She may not have the words, but she's holding you. And you are not alone.
Does Kanchana come out?
Kanchana will just wave. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, she like gets herself, tries to get herself composed
it's
and like
fine.
put together.
Allison hands you a napkin from her apron.
Thanks for being there for her in a way I don't think the rest of us are good at, honestly.
Allison just nods and sort of looks at Minerva as if asking, "Do you?" It sort of looks at Minerva as if asking, "Would you like me to stay, or is it okay if I go?"
It's okay.
And she's sort of like placed her hand on your cheek, like wipes away that last little tear before she walks back inside.
I think Kanchana will move to kind of not sit next to, but sit across from. Are you sitting down or are you standing, actually? I realize.
I think she's standing outside the
Okay.
coffee shop.
Yeah.
She like stepped up fully.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think Kanchana will like kind of stand across and lean on something slightly like. Yeah.
I think she will say to you something you've maybe only ever heard her say once during like maybe like a panic attack or some a really terrible state, where she says like, it's cold again.
Yeah.
It's really cold. She is, you can feel the heat coming off her from like a foot away.
My mom, during very cold nights when I was a kid, first of all, I don't think she had really any conceptualization of cold, but well, she did, but she was too used to the warmth, so everything was cold. But during cold nights, she would get us hot chocolate. Do you want one? Do you want a
Yeah,
hug?
yeah, yeah. I should get myself together and
No, it's you don't.
make sure Kate's okay.
No,
Make
you
sure
don't
Fern's
need
not
to.
feeling left out.
Kate's lovely. I love Kate. You know that. I mean, yeah, you know that. But like, clearly, whatever was going on in there was not the best for you. You don't need to watch over other people at the expense of yourself.
On the next episode of Heroes of New Halcyon, a City of Mist game. So, you're looking over the case file of one Kenny Katyanagi. I was wondering when you'd return. But I know that if I see a seagull, it's on sight. And so you enter the sitting room. And within it, Margot Newman, with graying hair pulled up into a rather intricate but lovely bun. And as if acknowledging your presence, she places her tea down.
Hello, Mother.
Thank you for listening to Heroes of New Halcyon, a City of Mist game for Creme Demented Actual Plays. This episode was recorded in Riverside.fm and edited in Audacity, with music and sound effects from Epidemic Sound. This podcast is produced, edited, and GM'd by Caleb Wade. Our performers are The Real Ash Gamer, Angela Motovejo, Theta Chun, and Alana Wolfgang Duran. Links to where you can find everyone will be in the description below. If you'd like to follow the podcast, feel free to follow us on Twitter at creme_demented. That is CREME_DEMENTED. Also, if you'd like to help support the podcast, please consider rating, reviewing, and subscribing on your podcatcher of choice. We will be back in 2 weeks, so please keep your head on a swivel, and we will hope to see you for the next episode.